What is up, my friends? Hope you're all having an absolutely riveting Tuesday. Welcome back to another edition of Tuesdays with Tyler right here on Lone Cell Gaming. Apologies for a little bit of the delay in episode 2. A couple of things at work happened 2 weeks ago, and last week I was having a little bit of problems with migraines and headaches and things like that, so I really wasn't even able to look at the screen for a majority of the week. So apologies for a little bit of a delay, but we're back. We're going to go with episode 2 here of the Akron Zips franchise, year 1. If you remember a couple weeks ago, we lost week 1 to the 20th ranked UCLA Bruins, 17-10. We had the ball with no time left. We were sacked on 4th down. So we're going to go for our first win today. We have a home game against what is now just known as the University of Louisiana. At the time, this game, it was the University of Louisiana Lafayette. Either way, we're going to take on a team that is also 0-1. So really quickly, because I did a lot of the recruiting off camera, let me show you what I did real quick to give you an idea of where we are with the recruiting process. I offered a scholarship to, I think, like 32 players. Now, you get 25 scholarships, so obviously it's going to be kind of what 25 players get back to me first, assuming I can get everybody that we need. By the way, before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, just hit that like and bell notification, and of course hit that subscription button if you have not yet, as our goal is to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. We're almost halfway there, so we appreciate all of your love and support. Just a quick rundown of everything that we did. I'm going to do all of the week 2 recruiting after the game as well, under the assumption that nobody's ready for a visit yet. It looks like they are not, but here's what we did. I tried to balance things out as best as I could. I gave a little bit more points, as you're going to be able to tell, to players that are higher rated, like the 70 safety, this 71 cornerback, who were substantially closer to Oregon than we should be. I gave him 200 points. But I tried to be as kind of balanced as possible, because I want to be able to spread out these recruiting points as much as I can, and kind of cast as large of a recruiting process as I possibly can. So we'll do week 2's recruiting again off camera. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea of where we were recruiting wise. You don't really do much in the first couple of weeks, except offer scholarships and scout and things like that. So right now we don't have anybody that was a gem nor a bust. I had a couple of guys go up 3 or 4, a couple of guys go down 1 or 2, but really nothing substantial that's worth showing you or worth taking off our recruiting list totally. So let's jump into this game, this week 2 game. We are still not good. Obviously, we don't improve as the year goes on. This is a UL Lafayette team that, when the computer plays with them, oftentimes gets ranked in the first year. So it's not going to be an easy game by any means. But I think it's a little more doable than UCLA was. They were like 25, 30 points different. UL Lafayette's like 15 or 20. So we'll see what happens. Under the assumption, again, as I said a couple weeks ago, but the last time we had a recording, under the assumption that this doesn't freeze on us, which it could, because it's an old game. The good news is UL Lafayette's not scored a point yet. I guess they got shut out in their week 1 matchup, whoever they played. They only had 143 total yards. They lost 38-0. I don't know who they played, but they lost 38-0. Now, they've got a good quarterback and a good running back. I'm not quite sure why they're not very good, but yeah, they're not. So I guess maybe we've got an opportunity to go get to 1-1. We'll see. See what happens. We're going to skip all this pre-game stuff because we don't need it. Because it's the same animations over and over and over again. It's the one downside to playing a game that is almost 10 years old. The animations are not great. I don't want to play from behind with such a bad defense, so we'll take the ball first and see what we can do with it. If we end up having a punt, it is what it is, but I'd rather get the ball and have an opportunity to start the game off with a lead as opposed to trailing. Now, last week we found out that our quarterback, Osborne, is pretty comfortable throwing to the running backs, not so much the wide receivers. So we're going to continue to use the running backs substantially in this offense as pass catchers, because last week they were really good at it. I think last week we played conservatively because of the fact that I felt that, obviously this team wasn't very good and the team we were going up against was much better than us. This week we're not going to play super aggressively because we're still the lesser team, but we're not going to play as scared as we did in the first half of last week's game because it netted us 10 points. So we'll run the appropriate amount and not too much. You'll notice as we get better, I probably will run the football more because I have better offensive line play, better running backs. It makes it a little bit easier. All right, now don't fumble. That's a pretty good first minute of the game. 2 first downs, and we're on Lafayette's side of the field already. It's a good start. And again, I'm not going to be overly aggressive. I am going to continue to run the ball a decent bit, but I'm not going to be as conservative as I was in yesterday, or last week's game, I should say. Because I don't want to put myself in 3rd and long situations again, like I did last week. So we're not going to run as much on 2nd down as we did. Or we won't run as much on 1st down, and then we will run on 2nd down, if the situation calls for it. Oh no, this is not good. Throw the ball away. See, and that's the problem is I spaced the field entirely to the left side and then scrambled to the right, which was kind of foolish, but I guess it was the only option. No, I don't like that formation at all for 3rd down. Let's go with curls. I think what we're going to need to do here, because they've been in a pretty base defense the whole time, I need to see who that is covering Roland. Because if that's a linebacker, I don't think it is. I was going to say, if that's a linebacker, we are going to exploit that matchup. And by the way, the reason that I went for it there is because I threw that pass short is because we're going for it on 4th down. I'm not even going to give the computer the opportunity to think about punting. We're just going to go for it. Let's see, what can we do here? I want to send Keys across the formation more. So he's going to almost run a slant. Now Downing is going to run a fly. So we're going to have them kind of go that way. Roland's going to be the only one going to the right. And we'll see what happens. And that's why. Almost set a pick. He didn't catch it, did he? Oh my goodness. I didn't think he stayed in bounds. It was almost a natural pick play by sending everybody left and him going right. And I wasn't quite sure if he got both feet in. Or at least 1 foot in, which I'm glad that he did. But I was kind of surprised that he did. But we get a fresh set of downs. They're stacking the box here. I don't particularly like this, so we're going to go to a deeper pass pattern, and then I'll have the tight end come across the formation and see what happens. I think we got the... Okay, we had him on the wheel route, but I missed him. That was on me. That was a bad read. I had him on the wheel route from the beginning of the play, and just entirely read the play wrong. So that's on me. My bad. But a pretty productive first drive still. I mean, we're at what, play number 8, and we're just outside of the 30. I mean, still a fairly productive. Again, we're gonna have another game where the quarterback's the leading rusher. Last week, the quarterback I think was the leading rusher, and Johnson and Brinks were my 2 leading receivers. Obviously, I haven't used Brinks as much in this game as I did in the first game. Brink, by the way, not Brinks. But I have 2-star running backs. It's almost as if I really need to use them more. Like that, out of the flat. Because he's got a one-on-one matchup with a linebacker. He's going to be faster than him, especially out of the flat like that. All right, so we're going to go to... we're going to put a tight end with his hand in the dirt. And we're also going to go to the spell running back option, which puts Brink in the game, give Leon Johnson a little bit of a break. I think he's been in every play so far. I don't like this read here. I like actually spreading the field a little bit. That's not good. Gonna need you to pick him up. I was just, honestly, that was the best thing that could happen, because I wasn't going to throw it out of bounds again. So I wanted to have the opportunity to make a play if something opened up. But I also didn't feel great about, I think that was Lee who was running that route. I didn't feel great about Lee running that route. So I wanted to throw it where only he could get it, but if not, it was not going to hurt us. There we go, again. Another first down with the running back in the passing game. I like that guy's, I guess, I don't think it's a, I want to say it's like a little smock, like a cover-up, the one the media guy's wearing. I like it just says media, which is weird because you would think that the NCAA would have NCAA-related, I guess, uniforms for their media members, but maybe because this game, again, is almost 10 years old, maybe not. All right, so what we need to do, because my quarterback is exhausted, is we are actually going to go to the Wildcat for a play, because I need to get my quarterback off, not off the field, but out of the play. So we're going to have Brink come in motion, taking the handoff from Johnson. And we just didn't get enough pull. My tackle never created any kind of separation. In fact, you know what we're going to do, because we don't have to call a play here, is we're just going to let the clock run out, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. That way I can let Osborne catch his breath, get a drink of water or something, because he is absolutely gassed right now. And we held the ball for the entire first quarter. So I know that I said I was going to play a little more aggressively than I did in the first game. And believe me, I have compared to the way that I normally play. But I was only going to take the shots if they were available. And I guess we were a little more cautious than I thought we were going to be. So we have the ball to start the second quarter after having the ball to start the first quarter. And we're going to try to run this thing in. There we go. What an offensive possession. What a drive. That's Akron Zips football right there. I don't know what Akron Zips football is, but it's that. Whatever we just did. And we have a lead after one full possession. Now, do we get bold enough to take a shot downfield? I don't necessarily trust any of my receivers whatsoever. Other than my running backs, and I guess my tight end. But maybe we take a shot downfield because they're coming with the blitz. We got triangle deep if he can step up. He caught it! What a catch! He was behind the corner too. I guess he was being covered by a safety because he was the slot receiver. That was a terrible throw and a tremendous catch. That's fantastic. All right. Now we've got something going. Big 30-yard play on the first play of the drive. All right, now because we ran one play deep, they're spreading the field. They're spreading their linebackers out. They have one linebacker in the traditional linebacker position. So if my center can attack this nose tackle right here, 72, my left guard, should get into the second level and block that linebacker, which is exactly what he did. And why we got 7 yards on the run. And in fact, until they stop this, now granted it was one play, but they're spread once again because of the 4-wide situation. Until they stop this, I have 5 offensive linemen, obviously, and they have, I guess, 5 blitzing defenders because the second linebacker never came up and blitzed either because I think he was covering the right slot receiver, and we pick up 10 yards on 2 plays. And now, when they consider bringing some extra pressure, that's when we run play action, and we go over the top on them. I do kind of want to have, I don't like downing running that deep post or that deep out. I want to have him run a drag across the middle of the field, keep it a little bit shorter, and try to create some separation, which didn't happen. But I'm glad we were able to get that ball out of our hands. So it seems like I kind of like this rolling guy too. I always tend to play with receivers. I have success with receivers in the slot. I don't know why. I think it may have to do with the fact that they're being either covered by linebackers or safeties most of the time. But I think now they have 6 defensive backs on the field, which means now we can attack their linebackers with the run game. And now Leon Johnson's going to start having success. And again, I know that 7-3 closing in on halftime, you're probably like, man, this is a boring brand of football. I promise you this will get better as the years go on, but this is the best way to play until you get some talent. Because you can't take too many shots because your receivers aren't very good. Your offensive line doesn't hold blocks very long. So this is kind of the best way to go about it until you get some better offensive linemen and more talented receivers. Now see, they still only have 5, so if my guards can get into the second level, we should score here. Like that. Nice and easy. I mean, that's 2 offensive possessions, 2 touchdowns. We are rolling right now. The Zips are on the march. See if we can get the ball back before halftime. We did with 11 seconds left and all 3 timeouts. Now we can play a little bit aggressive because I'm not so convinced even like 20 yards is good enough for a field goal. So we almost have to. Oh, that's not going to help. I was gonna say we almost have to take a shot, and then I got caught because I was trying to take a shot downfield. Try to get some yardage back. I mean, we're totally out of field goal range right now. I don't even think getting 20, 25 yards is good enough for this kicker. I don't even know how good my kicker actually is. I'm going to need you to go down so we can call the timeout. That play took way too long for 1 yard. So I want to show you guys a little bit of a trick. Now, I don't know if this play is going to work with such a bad team, but there is a formation in the Wildcat called Fight Song. And what it is, if you notice, Keys, who is my tight end, is lined up as the 5th, quote, lineman, because next to Drew on his right side is my left tackle. So everybody is over 1, and the thing is, for whatever reason, the computer blitzes when you run this play. And someone, not this guy, but someone usually ends up open. And that's okay. I mean, that's the end of the half. We take a shot, we see what happens. I'm really comfortable with a 14-3 lead heading into halftime. We only scored 10 points in all of last week's game. So the fact that we scored 14 at halftime is pretty good. Because now, not to say we go conservatively, but we do kind of slow the pace of the game down a little bit with a 2-score lead. Oh, spin move didn't work at all. Yeah, Andrew Brink not having his best day in the run game. Having a good day in the passing game, but it's been mostly Leon Johnson in the run game. Now, see, they've stacked up with 6 in the box, so I think we're gonna check down. Well, not check down, but we're going to audible to a play action and see if we can create some separation. Oh, nope. That's not good. We were going to try to create some separation in the middle of the field, and instead, they brought 6. I think all 6 in the box, and that's what ends up happening. Not a productive first drive for the second half. I mean, I'm glad that the defense got a stop because it's still 14-3, but that was not a productive. This is not a productive first drive. Oh wait, this might be a first down. That was a great route by Lee. I think what we're going to need to do is go hurry up because I'm not so sure he caught that. And I don't want to give Lafayette the ability to challenge because I think in this game you can challenge. I think this might have been the first year where you could. So we're not going to give Lafayette the ability to challenge that play. I'd rather go at it for 2nd and 10 than have them challenge and be successful because I really don't think he caught that pass. I mean, I'll take it, but I don't think he caught it. Pick up the first. There you go. I tried to run a little like sidestep, and he sidestepped backwards. So it really wasn't a sidestep, it was a backstep, which is not what I wanted. All right, who are we? Are we reading the D end or are we reading the corner? In fact, you know what? We're going to take that entirely out of the equation. No, we're not, because they're running zone. So now we're going to read the corner. And we're going to go right up the middle because the corner has to make a decision. And now we just continue to churn clock and hopefully get out of here with a victory. I know it's early. We still have like 7 minutes of football left, which is a lot in this game. But I think we're doing pretty good here because I believe... Now, obviously, I don't trust college kickers, but I believe we should at least come away with 3 points, and that puts us up by 2 touchdowns, not just 2 scores. All right, now we're really going to pack it in. Nope, not Wildcat. Goal line. Thank you. Let's give it to the fullback from 2 yards out. We'll see what happens. It's first down. Why not? Nope. There's a reason why not. All right, this is not how I want this play to go. Yeah, you're gonna do that. You're gonna Washington. We're gonna move you to the other side so you can pick up this block, and boom. You got to beat the linebacker. Come on. It was one-on-one with the linebacker. You got to beat him. That brings up 2nd and goal. I also don't think Osborne did a very good job of selling what should have been a run there. All right, we just got to go forward at this point. That's, I mean, 2 plays for negative 2 yards. It's almost just time to, you know, go with a stacked backfield and just run forward.
I got 40. All day, just like that. Just like that. Set. Green 19.
Still didn't get it. That is a horrendous goal line possession. I said that I wasn't going to play scared, and then I played scared for -2, 0, and 1. I mean, it's a 17-yard field goal. The kicker shouldn't miss this, but that's why, because now it is a 1-touchdown game. We had to come away with 7 points there, and the fact that we didn't is really not good. All right, keep rolling. Come on. You had to get out of that. There was a safety linebacker like almost trapped. And as soon as my receiver would have broken away from that trap, Osborne would have had him. Also, I stopped. And I don't know why I stopped moving. I should have kept moving. This is going to be another bad possession if we don't do something soon. Because I do not want to give them the ball back with the opportunity to tie the game with this much time left. Oh, this will work. This will work. That's a good 15 right there. Now we're doing something. It's a good blocking scheme that time, surprisingly, because our blocking has been horrendous today. That was a pretty good blocking scheme set up by, set up by me because I'm the offensive coordinator. But I don't want to take too much credit for it. No, that is just awful. You got to be able to throw the ball on the move a little bit better than that. That's terrible. They're going to score. They didn't score. Well, now we have a decision to make. Now do we, I mean, we're on the 9. I don't like the fact that we're pinned so deep in our own territory. I mean, I think I have to run the ball here. I can't risk throwing an interception inside my own 10. I mean, now we're going to be close to the 20. That's a first down. That's a great run. I think now we probably run the ball because now they're down to 2 timeouts. So if we can pick up one more first down, we're going to win this game. It wasn't ideal. I mean, we played a horrible, it was just an absolutely horrible second half, but if we can find a way to win this game, I'll take it. Oh, wow, I'm not quite sure. I know he's a running back, but I'm not quite sure who Leon Johnson was blocking there, other than no one. All right, so not that play. It definitely not that play. See, the thing is, I think the best option for us is to run the ball here and make them use that last timeout, but it's not really what I want to do. I mean, I'll take there we go, that's ball game. That was a huge run by probably the best player on my team. That was huge because now they have no timeouts left, and now we can go into just a simple run formation, and you figure 40, 40, and 40, that's how many seconds will come off the clock. We should be, I mean, it should be enough time to just run this clock out. As long as we don't fumble, I think we should be okay. Well, I guess technically they would have time left, because if we, which we will, we're going to let this clock run down to 1. It'll be 1:14 or so, and then probably a 4-second play gets us to 1:10. A 40-second runoff on 3rd down gets us to like 30 seconds. Yeah, I mean, they technically have an opportunity, because I don't think I can take a chance and throw the football here and give them the ball. So as little as I'd like to run the ball again, I feel like we have to, because our 3rd down conversion numbers have been poor. As you can see, they're 3 of 7. So they'll have 34 seconds when this ball is snapped. Again, under the... Oh, wait, what am I talking about? I don't need to run the ball. We don't need to... Oh, that's what I was worried about. That right there was what I was worried about. And now what we're going to do, because for some silly reason, the computer in this game punts the ball as soon as you send it back to the computer. So we're not going to call a play. That would be silly. But I have to ensure that we're going to win this game and not let the computer make any foolish decisions. That was a terribly played game. I am not super excited about the second half, the way that we played. We scored 3 points in the second half. But for a team that is so bad, I will happily take the win. And we get our first win of the NCAA Dynasty. I love in the beginning, it's just like, here's points. Win a game. Congratulations. Was it ideal? No. Was it ugly? Absolutely. Was it a win? I will take it. Because Akron, I think, in the previous 3 seasons, was 1-11 in each of the 3 seasons. So now, assuming we don't go 0-10 to end the year, we should at least double up our win total from what they had a season ago and a season before that and a season before that. Let's see, we got any upsets here? I guess South Alabama over Pitt's kind of an upset. But other than that, doesn't look like any upsets. But we will take a 17-10 win, and we will get our first victory of the new dynasty. Again, wasn't pretty, but we'll take it. And we will move on to week 3, back to 500 at 1-1. And next week we will take on. Who do we take on next week? Let's see. Let's see our. Let's take a look at our schedule for next week. Who do we play? You know what? We may actually have the bye next week. I think we have a bye in week 3. Oh, maybe not, because this is a full schedule. Oh, yes, it is, because we play our first MAC game in week 4. So I think in week 3 we have a bye. So what I will do is spend the next 2 weeks, this week and next week's recruiting, off the air, and that way you can just watch game number 3. And in the meantime, while we do that, if you would not mind, hit that subscription notification and bell notification button for all of the latest and greatest breaking news and notes and videos from all of us here at Lone So Gaming. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you liked what you saw, you can leave a comment down below, by the way, and hit that like button and let me know, what should I do with this offense? Because obviously this offense is not very good. So I'm trying my best to not make mistakes. But if you think we can do something a little bit better, maybe we could go with a different playbook and we'll see what happens. Just leave a comment down below and let me know what you think I should do as we head into our first MAC conference game against the Buffalo Bulls. Remember to hang out this Thursday coming up with Brandon for another episode with Brandon, and then on Saturday, check us out for Shared Celled Saturday. You can find us on social media. You can find me at Tyler Zulli. You can find Brandon at Easy Mode Earls, and you can find the channel at Lone Cell Gaming. All of those, of course, on Twitter. Thanks so much for hanging out with us one final time. Just remember, don't share a brain cell. It's bad for your health.